Hi, my name is Chad Wentzel and I'm the owner of Sportech Cars. Sportech Cars has been around a long time in South Africa, about 25 years, and what we do is we do visual styling and modification and performance upgrades via suspension, wheels and engine on different cars throughout South Africa. It was late afternoon, probably around 3 o'clock. I was busy testing a vehicle and I had a component failure take place. What happened was that I lost control of the vehicle and hit the barrier and causing an injury to my spine. Just after I had the impact, I sat there and I felt unusual pain in my back and my feet and my neck, and I kind of knew that I had to get hold of someone that could get me out of this situation, and the number that came into my head, or the person to call, was obviously the ambulance or paramedics, and that is where the call came through for me in my brain to get hold of Helivac. And once that call was made, I was way calmer because I had known that I needed to do what had to be done, and I was a lot more comfortable just sitting there waiting for them.
I think knowing that someone was on the way gave me the hugest amount of confidence, because I was about an hour and a half away. I couldn't get to the hospital. I had to get to the school to fetch our little son and make arrangements for him. And I normally handle all the administration stuff in our household, so not being in control would normally have really pushed me over the edge. But knowing Helivac and the prior correspondence that I had got from them, showing how professional they were, questions they asked, allergies, things like that, I knew I'd fill all of that in, and I knew that they were as skilled as I was to admit him into hospital, to tell the staff what you can and can't have.
The guys arrived, came to me, basically told me who they were, made me feel very comfortable. It was actually amazing having them there, constantly checking me, constantly telling me what not to do, and to be calm and patient. And it was amazing to know that I'd been looked after like that. And I was very happy where I was, actually. I wasn't stressed about the fact that someone was going to just haul me out the car or put me into an ambulance. The guys were very, very professional, even to the degree of climbing into the back of the car and keeping me completely secure. And I mean, at that stage, I was already feeling confident to just climb out of the car, and they would not allow me to do that in any way. And I think if they weren't there, I probably would have done that. I would have stood up and climbed up the car, which would have been an absolute disaster. They got me to the hospital safely, and from then on, the trauma staff took over and repaired me.
And I think for me the biggest thing is Chad is seriously allergic to Stemetal. It can cause fits for him, and I know that was a vital thing I needed to tell them, but it was on their file. By the time I got to the hospital, it was already on his admittance form in a huge big red writing. So the peace of mind was phenomenal, to the point that I was quite comfortable to carry on doing what I had to do, get our son, sort him out, and make my way across to the hospital. At the time of Chad suggesting we sign up, I kind of looked at it and said, you know, we've got ample cover in so many other ways. We've got great medical aid, we've got GAP, we've got disability, we've got this, we've got that. Like most people, we have more policies than I really know what to do with. But the only policy that I really needed was medical aid and Helivac, because at the end of the day, they didn't ask for any forms to be filled in. There was nothing needed. There was no proof required. They leapt into action. And in our family, as in I'm sure a lot of families, you think you are covered with so many things, but you've all got your own individual needs. And in our case, I'm on warfarin, which is a blood thinning drug, and it needs to be dealt with different to other people. Chad is Stemetal, our son is type 1 diabetic, and you can't risk someone just giving glucose, giving Stemetal, giving a thinning drug, because what they do that after an accident so that you don't clot. Helivac had all of that on file. They made sure it was put onto the form, and it was the best thing that we've ever signed up with. And honestly, anyone that thinks they've got too many policies, this is one they need to have. We all travel, we're in areas where possibly there aren't ambulances that can get to quite readily. You need to know that peace of mind is there, that someone will be there to help you, because time is of an essence when you've had an accident, and the right care is of an essence, and you can't have any idiot pulling you out of a car and dragging you on, telling you to stand up. Chad is impulsive. He would normally have stood up, and had the people not said to him he cannot, he definitely would have caused himself a lot more injury. We don't even think of the consequences. So it's a vital thing, and I've encouraged every single person I know, you've got to have this. It's so worthwhile. You can't even hesitate.
I would suggest Helivac without even a second hesitation to people. In fact, I already have on personal friends of mine that have spoken to me about the experience that I've had, and telling them that you can't get it easier than that. Making a phone call and having people, making sure that people are going to be there to look after you and get you to hospital. I think it's really important, and I think that it made life so much easier for me. And I'm normally not that kind of guy that's organized like that. And a couple of months ago, I decided to do it, and it's got to be the best thing that I've done. And I would recommend it, really recommend it to anybody in that situation. It means nothing when you're driving every day, but when you're in that situation, it's the most important thing.